What's poppin'? My friends, my family. Welcome to another edition of Nick at Prime Time. You guys know I have my friend Sarah from DDGeopolitics. You guys know my friend Sarah. She's always in the lab cooking as well. What's poppin', my friend? Make sure you check your audio as well, Sarah.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, I'm here, not mentally, but
Yeah,
physically.
it's been a wild weekend, that for sure. Make sure you guys check out DDGeopolitics because you guys have done great coverage of this. I had like a 2 hour
It's
meltdown
a
stream.
really good intro. Is that new? I really like it. It's a vibe. I
I told you we always in the lab cooking, Sarah.
love that. That was like a very happy, vibey. It's
Yeah, to get
good.
started off before I start screaming about imperialism.
I really like it. Did Zoya do that?
Yeah, Mazoya, my friend Greg. Greg is always the lab cooking. He's the guy who helped me edit my hotspot video. So he helped put that together for me. Much needed. I told you we got big things coming this year in 2026. Also have my boy Rasbone who will be joining us on
Mhm.
Wednesday. We have Ali Vargas who's
I was
very
about to
knowledgeable.
message him to ask him to come on my show. Maybe I will.
Yeah, he'll be a great guest. We had him on a few weeks ago. He's like our new South American correspondent here. Ali Vargas will
Cool.
be
I
joining
don't want to
us.
step on anybody's toes, but it's funny because I asked Chris on Sunday after or was it yesterday? I messaged him and I said, "Do we know Ali Vargas? He sounds so familiar." And he was like, "Yeah, we know him." I was like, "I might message him."
Yeah, Ali Vargas, Camilla, who we had on a few weeks ago.
Camilla is just, you know what? You're right. I should have contacted you and asked you about guests. That's what you're always, you have such a much better network. You're very more in the know with people than I am. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on with people.
Zoya is always in the lab cooking. We over the last few years of RBN,
I
we
need a
developed.
Zoya.
Yeah, I need to drag Zoya ass back on stream one day.
I need a Zoya really bad.
Yeah, we love Zoya here. Let's get started here because there's a lot to cover. We're gonna cover the UN slamming Donald Trump. There's so much propaganda to break down. There's no way we're gonna get through it all today. Like over the next few weeks, I'm going to be absolutely, utterly dismantling all the propaganda we were seeing about Venezuela. And I've watched maybe 10, 15 corporate media segments about the illegal gangster overthrow of the Maduro government. And don't get twisted. The right wing is certainly deranged, but what I've noticed is that the liberal corporate media and the Democrats in general, they are just as deranged as the Trump people because they are the ones who are trying to sell the idea. Maybe you notice this as well, Sarah. They're trying to sell the idea that the Monroe Doctrine, now the Donroe Doctrine, we're going to get
Oh,
to that here very
I'm
soon.
calling it the Moisha doctrine or the Moses doctrine.
When you listen to CNN and MSNBC and the quote unquote liberal resistance media, they talk about the Monroe Doctrine as if it's like binding international law that other countries have to follow. So they're like, yeah, even though I wish he got congressional approval, I think everyone can agree that him kidnapping President Maduro, a head of state, without any UN Security Council resolutions, they all saying it's a good thing. They are just worried about the aftermath. In fact, I've seen some Democrats, I'm gonna show you guys here later today, where they were upset because Donald Trump didn't topple the entire Maduro regime. So not only do we have to dismantle the propaganda coming from the Zionist pedophile right, the Lindsey Graham Republicans, we also got to deal with the Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries Democrats, who are also spreading propaganda in order to justify this insane regime takeover. And I want to get your thoughts on this because this is someone who has to go as well. Because Maria Corina Machado has blood on her hands. And I watch this stuff so you guys don't have to. I watched about countless stories from liberal corporate media on Venezuela over the last few days. You know how many of them brought up the fact that 80 Venezuelans died?
Mm-hmm.
You know how many MSNBC and CNN segments mentioned that they bombed civilian areas, that there was grandmothers who was killed, and this was Maria Corina Machado and her opposition cheer for. Do you see this, Sarah? Do you have any thoughts before I continue?
Well, Maria Corina Machado, I don't know that she was ever really a major character in this, honestly.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not surprised that Trump said she doesn't have the respect.
And this is what making Democrats upset, Sarah. They say, "Oh, Donald Trump is throwing the opposition under the bus." Fam, you guys have no idea the cringe propaganda I've been dealing with over the last 48 hours. And honestly, Donald Trump is doing her a favor, fam. People don't like. I see through the WWK fame. That's why you bring up a great point, Sarah. You have Venezuelans in the street, furious. Like this united the country around Maduro. There are a lot of independent media highlighting the reactions from Venezuelans demanding the return of Nicolas Maduro. This has radicalized the country in a way to it united the country in a way to resist aggressive United States imperialism. So can you imagine if Maria Corina Machado showed her face in Venezuela after what she endured for her country? They would tear her apart.
Well, she can't. And Rubio said they don't even know where the opposition is. They're not in the country.
Yeah.
So
they will get torn apart as traitors, and rightfully so. So there's this fake storyline going out there. I want you guys to understand this. I'm glad you kind of snuffed this out too, Sarah. Where they're like, oh my God, I can't believe Donald Trump threw Maria Corina Machado under the bus. No, this is about them saving face because there is no way they will be able to have a legitimate, stable government with Maria Corina Machado anywhere near it without there being massive uprisings. So, Sarah, they know this. They
know there'll be a civil war. That population is very well armed, and the opposition would be destroyed in probably hours.
So this is the reason they're giving you, because at the same time, I know this because I'm watching my enemies. They still want to present the idea that Maria Corina Machado and the opposition is popular in Venezuela, right, Sarah? So what would they do if they want to explain why she can't take power when she's supposed to be this stabilizing force? They make up some bullshit that people repeat. Like, to me, when I read it, this is clearly planted bullshit, and I see people repeating that fact. Look, they said White House officials said that the reason Trump did not back Maria Corina Machado for president of Venezuela is because she accepted the Nobel Peace Prize. Come on, man. Are we really buying this?
I believe it. I believe he also said this is the last straw when he saw Maduro dancing. I believe it. We're dealing with absolute clowns that have like pride that you and I couldn't even understand.
I guess that's fair. I take the position.
He pretended after she'd got the Peace Prize and dedicated him, he pretended to not know her.
Damn, that next level bitchy, huh? That next level bitchy.
He's pissed about the Peace Prize. He really cares about this. It's bizarre. And you know what? I'm not Eddie. You need to check your email. This person anyway. So yeah, I believed it too. I said that just sounds just like him.
All right, let's meet in the middle then. I say it's a combination of both because my bullshit radar immediately came up when I heard this story, but I think you got a legitimate point. So let's meet in the middle. Maybe Trump was upset that Maria Corina Machado got the. I personally think this is bullshit, but I think you make
well, here's the thing. You and I don't think like Trump. You and I are like, Nobel Peace Prize is retarded. Yeah. Like it's for losers, right? And so we don't think that way. We're like, he could never be that upset over this. He literally is. He is livid he didn't get the award. That's why they had to give him the Israel award.
That's why we're glad we got Sarah here. Because I think that's a good way of looking at it too. But I also cannot emphasize enough I think one of the reasons why this stuff is coming out is because they're trying to explain away why they can't have this. I think we can be in the middle there. I think we can be in the middle.
Don't you think this is a worse explanation than just saying we can't? Well, I guess not. Actually, this is probably a better explanation than saying the country whose leader we just kidnapped doesn't want. They want their actual leader. They don't.
There are even Venezuelan opposition, even people who don't like Maduro that want Maduro released. So they can. So the reason why I have my take, because I think Sarah, I think you bring up a good point too. But I think the reason why the liberal establishment is more happy to go along with this because it's been very important for them, and they've been doing this for years, to hide the fact of the American people that the Venezuelan opposition is deeply unpopular. So no matter if Venezuelans have criticism of Maduro, the reason why they can't defeat Maduro in elections is because they are like Maduro said, they are ant compared to him. Well, I think that was Hugo Chavez when Maria Corina Machado was a teenager, when she was yelling at Hugo Chavez. He's like, I'm not addressing you. You're an ant compared to me. And that's what the opposition is. And in order to wage their propaganda war, they have to make the opposition seem way more important than it actually is. So now liberals saying, "Oh, well, this is Donald Trump undercutting the opposition." So that's my point. But I think you're right too, Karen.
Yeah, your point is a lot better. I mean, everything can be true at once.
No, you're right. You're right too.
Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, you're right too. I think we can meet in the middle on our takes on that one, because this is the opposition here, Sarah. These people are psychopaths, and I've been saying it for years. I'm glad that people understand why I've been saying it. For years, I've been saying Nicolas Maduro has been way too kind to these fascist traitors. As Zoran Mamdani and the Bernie Sanders. Sorry, Sarah, what was that?
He wanted them home. He wants these people home.
They've been way too nice, man. Like the problem was Maduro wasn't a dictator enough, apparently.
Exactly.
Like,
this is something with the Taliban. When the quote unquote Afghani did that terrorist attack or whatever, the Taliban was like, "We told you we wanted these people home."
So this is the opposition displaying that all the people that we're murdering, the sovereignty being robbed from the state, it's all worth it. Like, this is insane.
Bueno, ahora sí. El precio que tenemos que pagar todos como venezolanos es nuestro petróleo, sí, pero quizá vamos a estar mucho mejor, ¿entiendes? Entonces, sí, ahora sí, quizá va a morir mucha gente.
I was positive there. Maybe a lot of people will die, or maybe not. Nah,
it's her face when she's saying all this. It's like psychotic. It like gives you the chills almost.
The Gusanos are so like Zionist, Israeli aligned. It's crazy. Like, they're like, they worship death. They put no value on human lives. Like, for example, they see what the Contras did in the 80s. They're like, yeah, so that's what we do as anti-communists. This is why I say anti-communism is one of the most dangerous ideologies in the world. Like, you don't have to be a theory reading communist for me to be associated with you. Like, you guys see with the guests on my show. But I do draw the line of anti-communism, because anti-communism is an ideology that inherently decreases the value of human life. What do you think, Sarah?
Exactly. And it's not, they don't come at it from I'm an anti, they don't understand the ideology anyway to pick out parts that they're actually anti. They're anti the collectivism of it. And that's the part that's actually the most important. I don't want to step on toes, but Dr. Zhang did a really great series. What?
Yeah, for free. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Professor Zhang did a really great series, his predictive history series, and he in the first or second episode, he says there are 3 things that the world introduced to you to take away your power and to subdue you, and it was money, the nation state, and the last one was individualism. Teaching you that individualism was the best way was actually harming us. It pulls us apart, and this she's a perfect example. She has no humanity whatsoever. Not a piece of humanity is left inside this person. And I've seen it online with Americans too. It's very scary. And this comes from an anti-communist perspective for sure. I'm not even a full-blown communist, but I would never be. You can't be an anti-communist.
Yeah, that's why I draw the line. I don't trust anti-communists at all. That's why people wonder what they're like. I can't believe Nick Fuentes is flipping on this. You fam, what did I tell you? You cannot trust anti-communists. It's only a matter of time before they show you their intentions. We may or may not get to that, depending on time. We got a lot to cover tonight because obviously I've been calling out the fraudulent populist right wing, and they're showing their hands on this. Like, I explained it to people. Like, Gaza was amazing for grifters because it allowed grifters to rehabilitate their image by getting an issue right that the entire world is getting right. I mean, like 80% of the world is against the Israeli genocide, so that's a duh. And there have been so many people who rehabilitate themselves using that issue. Meanwhile, I'm like, hey man, just because this person got Gaza right don't mean he's not a fucking horrific bootlicker for the pedophile regime. So it was only a matter of time, and all these people are exposing themselves now. But we will get to that, or we may not get to that here very soon. I still have a lot to cover here. Let me play this clip again for people who are just rolling into the stream. This is the Maria Corina Machado opposition. This is a Gusano. She's probably a European for Tel Aviv, like one of the comments that I saw said. So I'll play it again, and Sarah, you can chime in if you want, then we can move on. Because this is the mentality. And Maria Corina Machado, she has blood on her hands. Remember, she was calling for this. 80 people murdered, including Venezuelan military people that was murdered during this operation. But let's watch this.
Bueno, ahora sí, el precio que tenemos que pagar todos como venezolanos es nuestro petróleo, sí, pero quizá vamos a estar mucho mejor, ¿entiendes? Entonces, sí, ahora sí, quizá va a morir mucha gente o no, ojalá que no, pero es el precio que hay que pagar. Y a veces, por favor,
does this sound like a patriot to Venezuela to you? Does this sound like someone who cares about the average person in Venezuela? Pretty sick, huh?
Imagine that. Could you imagine like being in another country, like seeing like an American immigrant to like London being like, yeah, bomb DC. People gotta die, they gotta die.
It's insane. There are brainwashed right wingers, these evangelical Christian fucks who they're not really patriots. They have a flag fetish. Like they have U.S. flags all over their house. They got their Ford F-150 with an American flag on it. They will accuse me of being a traitor because I'm like, hey man, I don't think we should be spending $1 trillion on our military budget. I think we need to reinvest that back home to empower the working class, including the white working class. And then they be like, oh, look at this fucking commie traitor. Meanwhile, people think that cheerleading the war sponsored by Lindsey Graham and uncritically repeating U.S. imperialism makes them the patriot. Like, I know that people on the left don't care about these kind of talking points, but this is how you reach middle America. And I reach many conservatives. I was playing like, bro, if you actually care about the people of this country, if you care about empowering the people of the country, we must engage in class war and get rid of these criminal psychopaths on top. You are not a patriot by supporting their crimes. But go ahead, Sarah.
Right now are divided by either ideology or religion. And I'm not saying us. I'm saying the discourse, right? And they're missing this huge. I got in an argument the other day online. I was like, he asked a stupid question, like something about the Jews, and I was like, you know, if you had a clue about class consciousness, you wouldn't even have to ask this dumbass question. And you have to have you have to have a holistic understanding of these things. It's not all one way or the other. So it's just you'd have to have a class lens.
Imagine thinking that you're a patriot and supporting this, spending $1 trillion on military while people outside freezing to death. And you just want you're okay because you guys know there's a significant amount of Americans who freeze to death every year. I don't have a number off the top of my head, but the fact that it's even a thing is way too much in the richest empire in human history. And you're okay with that because you are excited about Elon Musk hitting $1 trillion in the net worth. Do you think that makes you a patriot, sharing the net worth of some South African Afrikaner?
Can we deport him? I say this, I think, every time I come on your show. Deport Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Deport Elon Musk and Nicki Minaj. I've had enough.
I'm damn about to vote for you for saying that. I'm all for the deporting train when it comes to Nicki Minaj, when it comes to Elon Musk. And that exposes this whole concept of what they think is capitalist closed borders. Like, I support closed borders. Like, no, you don't. You support immigrants all the time. It's they have a lot of money. You want them to be over here. You guys view Elon Musk as American. He's not a fucking American. You guys think he give a fuck about Americans? With the amount of electricity they are draining from communities with their fucking AI bullshit, for example. What is Tesla? What are these revolutions?
These people are so cooked. They will like bootlick for Elon Musk for a South. I said that today. I said you would literally rather enrich South African homosexuals than you would your own fucking people. Like, what are we doing here? We're talking about men that buy children. We're talking about Elon Musk who has a compound of women with all these different baby mamas, and you guys are just like, I can't wait until he has $1 trillion. He's not even American. He just made it here.
Yeah.
What is there to be proud of here? He bought his citizenship. Like he even said, I'm an H-1B.
So borders are not real unless you have enough money to pay for it to cross them. How is that?
Yeah, borders
like,
you don't have these people. No borders. They don't have borders.
Exactly. Like, if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. No, you live in a capitalist dictatorship. Like Netanyahu can come and invade your country whenever he wants. You know that, right? Netanyahu's son just chilling in Florida, and you think you got closed borders
with the wife?
Yeah.
Sarah's
Yeah,
down
there's
there
Israeli
too.
pedophiles coming here all the Israeli pedophiles come here all the time, chilling.
We're,
You
we're
got
literally
closed
like a
borders.
pedophile La Quinta. Like literally, it's just like a revolving door of pedophiles and criminals in our country. It's not even a joke. Like I've been I was yesterday. I was like absolutely like crushed. Even this morning, I woke up. I'm like sick to my stomach. Like Donald Trump is. It hit me today for some reason. Some email somebody posted about Epstein basically saying like Donald Trump knew everything. Like what are we talking about here? And I was like, we're literally ran like the whole time. And I wasn't a Q person. I knew Q people, but we had all these crazy people running around saying like they were going to catch the cabal, they were going to catch the child traffickers, save the children. And Donald Trump played off of that and got elected off of that. And he was the pedophile trafficking children. This is so sick. This is crazy.
Society is sick. That's why I have a hard time forgiving like those Dave Smith, Ian Carroll types who lie
Oh
to their
no.
audience.
I have been going for Ian Carroll for like 2 months now.
Yeah. If you guys think I've been vicious like these people, if you think I've been vicious, you guys should follow what Sarah's saying about these people.
Oh, I go right in their comments now. I have had enough. This thing with Venezuela, I am really sick over it. Like I've been like my mental health has not been good over it. This has affected me more than Assad. This has seriously affected me. I don't know why, but there's something about Maduro that is so pure and good. And I'm gonna get myself worked up again. And like kind and genuine. That I can say, oh, Assad was corrupt, dude. Like, of course he was. I don't feel like that about Maduro. He walked in to the DEA, whatever, and said, I lost it. Like, it broke me when he said, Happy New Year, good night. I lost it.
If you guys think I handled it well, you should see my 2-hour meltdown stream on Friday. I mean on Saturday. I was mad I couldn't make your stream because I was with family helping my family move. Then later that day when you guys did your stream, I did my stream covering Venezuela, the last one on Saturday. It was essentially therapy because Nicolas Maduro is a man of the people. This is a bus driver here. Sarah, if only he was part of a pedophile elite. Maybe if he fucked a 12-year-old and allowed the Mossad to blackmail him, he probably would have got out of this freely. That's what makes it sad too, Sarah. That's why I had that meltdown stream on Saturday, because Maduro was given every single opportunity to sell out his people. Like they expected him to sell out Hugo Chavez and the Bolivian Revolution. They gave him so many outs, and when it was clear that he wasn't going to do it, that's when they decided to take him out. And now they got this vice president that they hoping they can bribe her. They hoping they can bribe any other elements in the Venezuelan government because they knew that Maduro was unshakable and his loyalty to the Venezuelan people. And Sarah, I felt it too. That's why I could do nothing but laugh today because I was raging all weekend, laughing as my medicine. But this is a truly dark era for humanity. I said it on Saturday. This is a dark stain on humanity, and this is something that this will be a moment in history that will be looked back at for a long time. This obviously in Gaza, I'm not saying this is the only thing, but it will be a significant moment people look back as a complete fall of an order, right?
This is the crossing of a Rubicon. This is unprecedented. This is somewhere that you don't want to be. This is the abandonment of international law, the absolute abandonment of it. Even Vucic came out and said, international law does not exist. I'm now arming us to the teeth. President of Serbia. This is very serious. I don't know. People in America think things are like memes. They think like this stuff is like funny. Oh, haha, we captured, you kidnapped a president. You kidnapped a president. This is a line that this is not even Eastern European corruption. This is like shit this is like Bronze Age. You kidnapped the president of a country. That means you have abandoned international law and you've abandoned civility. That means we are in anarchy completely. There's no law. No one is coming to save us.
Very well said.
And his wife shows up to court. They won't show her face. They won't show her face on the media because she's completely bruised. They beat the shit out. Of course, Delta Force. Fuck you, Delta Force. Seriously, you pieces of shit. His fucking Delta Force is a bunch of woman beaters and murderers. They beat the shit out of his wife. They won't even show her face on camera.
I'm glad that people are starting to reach my position of saying fuck the troops. Like they're foot soldiers for the pedophile elites because they are open about the fact that I'll show you guys some clips of the Trump administration endorsing might makes right ideology of this is our region. If you don't have a military that can match us, then we're gonna do whatever we want. International law be damned. We are above the law. Who gives them that power? Do you guys think this power is theoretical? The power is given by the class traders in our society that skip class warfare. Instead of fighting with us, Sarah, to provide health care for their neighbors, instead of fighting to provide education for everyone, they skip the line. They take a shortcut and say, I will be a mercenary for the Jeffrey Epstein child fucking pedophile elite. The fact that these people have gotten away with this, even among peace movements, have blown my mind. And I've been extremely controversial. I got so many army people furious at me on Twitter when I say stuff like this. They threaten my life. I'm like, I wish you would fucking pull up, pussy. I train with military people all the time. I told you guys my story. The guy who taught me jiu-jitsu 10 years ago, he used to train Marines and soldiers. I train with these people. They're fucking soft. They can't fight. I'm telling you, I spar with so many Marines, so many of these army people. They are fucking pussies who can't do anything but shoot children in the face. So then they threaten me. I'm like, bitch, I wish you would do something. Because this culture has gone too far. And I'm getting riled up here. I'm trying to calm down. I told myself I'm not going to scream today. I'll stream with Sarah. But I'm like, I'm beyond people selling out the American work. Not even just that, the global working class. You're selling out history, fam. You siding with the pedophile elite. And then Americans, they're so brainwashed, they make excuses for it. Like, don't you know he was a poor, he's a victim of the military trap. Fuck you. Fuck the poverty trap. What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm sorry, I'll calm down. I thought I wasn't going to yell today. I did play it down Saturday. So this is the main topic I covered today because I saw this today. And this is one of the moments I was getting emotional because it shows that Maduro, even in this horrific position he's in, where he's been charged with like 4 consecutive life sentences, where we know that this is like some fucking clown show, banana court. We know that there's no way they're gonna let Maduro off. And there was a segment I saw on CNN where they're like, the chances of a federal court saying that the United States captured Maduro and undercutting the president is almost zero. They were like bragging about it, Sarah. They're like, the chance that a United States court would say Donald Trump did is illegal. I'm telling you guys, that's not going to happen. There is zero chance that they will undercut him. And I'm like, this is the same corrupt society that you guys claim Nicolas Maduro is responsible for. So despite the fact that he's facing a clearly rigged system, he had family brutalized, his sovereignty destroyed, he is smiling in front of the cameras, and he had people yelling at him in court, and he stood up, he said, I am innocent, I am the president of Venezuela, and I consider myself a prisoner of war. And he is a prisoner of war. I was captured in my home in Caracas. And cameras wasn't allowed. That's why they got these horrible artists that make these sketches. But there was this Spanish guy. There was this Gusano sellout fuck who I think was planted or definitely allowed in for a certain reason. Where he, in Spanish, and this was being widely reported today, he said, Nicolas Maduro, you will pay. Nicolas Maduro, we will make sure you pay.
I think they're bombing Venezuela right now.
Oh shit! Let's find some receipts on that.
There's heavy gunfire from near the presidential palace. I just got a text about it. Sorry.
Well, if you want to drop some links in the chat, you can share the screen if you want, Sarah. If you find something you want to share, feel free to share the screen, and I can let you share it.
Yeah, I'm pulling up some. So it looks like they have BMPs down there. They were in a state of emergency, so the BMPs were on the streets.
Can you share?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put it on the big account and
I bet
the video. They think that there might be some sort of coup underway. Oh fuck, man! God, this is like the last thing we need.
Oh shit! So this is breaking.
Yeah, this is happening like right now as we're talking.
I really hope the Venezuelans prepared because I'm not gonna hold it against them. They are a sanction-starved government. And they were caught off guard by one of the most strongest military regimes we have seen in human history. But I really hope they prepared. I really hope they send some people back in body bags this time. But I'm gonna finish the story, and then Sarah, I can get that. I will let you. I'll let you present that because you breaking news to me right now. But for people who don't know what happened in court, this guy in Spanish said, "Nicolas Maduro, you're gonna pay." And Maduro, I think he has a clear strategy. Apparently, he hired Julian Assange's lawyer. He's gonna make the international argument extremely clear, and he will flip the American people against their government. It is whether that actually matters in this capitalist dictatorship, because he turned to the person in Spanish. Now, and these are one of the moments in history you wish was on camera. He told him, he said, "I'm a Catholic man. I'm a good man. I care about my people." And these are Trump, like the response that he gave to the Spanish speaker, and this is based on written reports. He looked him dead in the eye and said, I'm a God-fearing man who care about my people. And if this is how Maduro is going to respond, maybe this is cope. I need some hope, guys. Maybe this is opium. But this is the kind of stuff where if there's a big trial and all eyes is on this, and Maduro is quoting his rights on international law, how much he loves his people, the Venezuelan people have his side, this is going to end horrifically in terms of the United States standing on the global stage, which is already taking a giant hit. This is so bad for the United States. The United States allies are being hit internationally for not taking a strong enough stand on that. But I will take a pause on our segment because I'm gonna get to Keir Starmer and the European Union's horrific justification for Donald Trump's terrorism. But before that, Sarah, I'll allow you to present what you found because this is breaking. I don't know what's really going on as well. I'll let you share your screen here. So what do you find, Sarah?
All I have for now is drones and gunfire in Caracas. So that's anti-air. That's air defense. It looks like.
So hopefully this is them using the Russian anti-airs that Putin sent, right? Because I covered how Putin sent the anti-airs, and that's why I was extremely disoriented on Saturday. And it just shows how extremely efficient and deadly the U.S. military operation was, that they were able to pull this off without the Venezuelan military even being aware. That's why a lot of people thought it was like some people who sold Maduro out. I don't like to promote these kind of theories in the middle of a fog of war because we know they like to use that to demoralize.
Yeah, I have no theory. A few channels put out they think it's a coup. I won't add that to the. I did the same thing. I don't know. I have no clue. But I will message some people inside the Capitol, and it's disgusting, the level of injustice. I said on my show yesterday, I think my closing thought was that, never forget that you have more in common with a Venezuelan shooting an igla from his apartment at a American helicopter than you do with Jeff Bezos. Like, you guys have I'm talking to people that know. So, but the general people have no idea what this fight is actually going to take. And the Americans, I fear, will be the last people to actually wake up and join in the fight.
I really hope you're wrong, but you're probably right. That's the fucked up part. I really wish it was wrong, though.
Well, everybody else seems to get it. West Africans get it. The South Americans at least the people get it. Not some of the Europeans get it. The Asians get it, at least inside of their own countries.
I'm gonna look at your account. I'm gonna look at DDGeopolitics. I see y'all post on. So I need to look at Hotspot. Hotspot DDGeopolitics is probably one of the two most underrated base news outlets that covering on the stuff. I know Hotspot. We've been posting a lot of videos of stuff on the ground. I just went to your page here, and I'll put my screen up here because I just went to DDGeopolitics here. This is where you guys are tweeting out. Drones and gunfires. Oh, Jesus Christ. I gotta be careful. I remember I got in trouble for showing this kind of stuff before. But that probably what YouTube fucking with me, to be honest. Because I see people do that. I see people show this kind of stuff all the time, but I got in trouble for doing it. Yeah, this is wild. So the war is still ongoing. This is why the slop right wingers who were like, oh, it was such a quick and decisive victory. Like, bro, this is just the start. Just like when we took out Saddam, just like we take out all these leaders before. That's the start. How are we going to control this country where people are resisting us? How are we going to occupy this country that values their sovereignty? And that's why you gotta be very careful about what is being spread about the vice president, because the corporate Western media is floating stories saying she took a deal. Meanwhile, she putting out statements saying that Venezuela is ready to resist. So there's a lot of fake news. There's a lot of AI news out there meant to once again demoralize the Venezuelan population and confuse them. They want people like, oh, is the vice president of Venezuela betraying Nicolas Maduro? Which I think is another divide and conquer strategy the Trump administration planned. Because a lot of liberals right now are criticizing. Because once again, I've seen what everyone said. Like, there are Democrats saying, hey, if this was about regime change with Maduro, why do you guys need the vice president installed? It's because they want to give the illusion that the vice president took a deal to shake up faith with the Venezuelan people. It's all about chaos, guys. And they don't necessarily have a part 2 plan. So this is crazy. Do you find anything else on this, Sarah? I'm gonna look at
Yeah,
some more.
I'm talking to my friend Susana. She's in Caracas. She says, we can hear the drones. I can see the drones. She said people are calling because it seems like the drones are moving in for the city. I'm going to post every video I receive. I said, do you know who's attacking the city? She said, we don't know. We're very scared.
Jesus. I see this clip with Stephen Miller. Holy fuck. Should we watch that? Anyway, I might get to this later, but that's great. I was trying to find some more footage, but I get this is so great. Let me see if I can find some more. Godspeed to the Venezuelan people, by the way. Godspeed. It's wild.
Now we do that. One of your viewers said it, Mark. Yeah, Delcy and Jorge Rodriguez and Nicolas Maduro Jr. I think his last name is Moros. Nicolas Maduro Moros. They all were together in solidarity today. So I highly doubt that there's an inside coup. They swore Delcy in.
I doubt that too.
Yeah, they swore Delcy in, and Maduro's son promised to support her, and everybody's behind her for now.
Look, this is what the homies at Hotspot posted. Big shout out to my homie Nico House.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I need to get Nico on the show. I'm slacking. I really need a Zoya. Eddie, no,
you guys are killing it. Your show on Saturday with all your special guests. I wish I could have joined. That show. You guys are killing that, DDG. I love the coverage that you guys do. And I couldn't exist without Zoya. Zoya is like the brain of this operation. Let's play this. I saw a little bit of this earlier. I don't know if this is the same clip. But our friends at Hotspot and Nico House, one of the most underrated, underappreciated leftist intellectuals in the world. Period. You guys know I got nothing but love and admiration for Nico House. He's the fucking man. Before there was RBN, there was Nico House holding it down for black leftist thought. So this is Maduro's son. And I love to see this. I really hope we see more of this. I'm on a lot of hopium. I want the Venezuelan people to be as successful as possible. But I do acknowledge that the United States regime learned a lot of their lessons and mistakes, unfortunately, man. Like, we've seen them take a lot of L's in the regime change wars, but it seems like they're making adjustments, and they are deadly now. They're extremely deadly. So I really hope that the Venezuelan people stay united, because it looks like they are. Like, he's saying, Maduro's son saying they are expecting a civil war. Will they achieve it? Will they divide us? And the crowd chants no. So here's a 9-second clip. Let's watch it.
Ellos esperan una guerra civil, lo dicen aún. ¿Lo van a lograr? ¿Van a lograr dividirnos? Ellos esperan
I meant to say
una guerra civil.
Why do Venezuelans speak the best Spanish? I can understand the Venezuelans without looking at the screen. I get to Cuba and I'm like, what the hell are these people saying? I was trying to translate Cuba the other day. I was like, nope.
What a beautiful people. What a beautiful people and beautiful culture. This is why make sure you guys follow DDGeopolitics. I see a few people ask. Make sure you guys follow.
My channel on YouTube is DDGeopolitics, all one word, and then X is DD_geopolitics. Thanks for asking.
I will never apologize for admiring other cultures. I never say people are perfect, but I admire
the third worldist. Ew, you're gross. You're brown third worldist. Oh, gross. Gross.
That would make you really believe Americans.
People.
Americans.
Blacks.
Yeah, they despise if you praise anyone who's not a United States ally, you can praise the UK, a full blown fascist state, all you want. Like the AOC, like the kind of socialism I want the socialism of the UK. That's the real quote that she said before a few years ago. It lives rent free in my mind. Like these social democrats, like, yeah, we want socialism like France. Fuck you. Come on, man. So I despise Europe, but I love like I will unapologetically vouch for my Soviet Union, Russian brothers and sisters, my Chinese brothers and sisters. Venezuela is another one, a beautiful culture, beautiful people.
Venezuela is like Venezuela and Colombia are some of the most richest cultures in the world. Beautiful cultures, beautiful. I'm like, who wants to lose this stuff? We sit here and we listen to these retarded Zoomers online complain about Europe losing their culture. And I 100% agree. I want to conserve European culture. Well, I want to conserve it. I'm European, but that requires us to conserve everybody's. Like, I don't want to lose Venezuelan culture. I don't want to lose Russian culture. I don't want to lose Burkinabe culture. These are part of like the history of humanity. I want all of it. Maybe I'm greedy, but I want all of it. I want to know everybody's culture. I don't want everybody to be bland and the same and Americanized and Coca-Colaized. I want Maduro to dance to samba. I want Putin and Maria Zakharova to have the Bolshoi. Like we need these things. This is what makes us human. This is what makes us value each other. If we're all the same, I don't give a shit about you. I'll throw you away. Like, I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying that's the feeling they try to install in you. But yeah, and I think a lot of it comes from Americans not knowing their own culture and maybe not even having one or not having a coherent one, that they feel the need to destroy others.
Very well said, Sarah. That's how I feel as well. I think the differences between people make life interesting. Like the people that want to be Ken dolls, they all want us to be blonde, white, blue eyes. They want everyone to have 2 kids, 1 wife. Like, wouldn't I be boring? I like the variation. You know
Me too. I mean, going to Iraq, when you go to these places that are actually, God, my guest on Sunday, Gregor, he's not our guest. He's one of our contributors. He's from Slovenia, and he talked about Yugoslavia. When you go to these people that have cohesion and that have empathy for one another and they have collectivism, there is an energy there that is not present in individualistic societies. Iraq is like that. The Levant is like that. Russia, not as much. South America. And if you guys have a chance, go watch Gregor talk about his visit to Venezuela and how much the feeling he felt reminded him of how happy he was in Yugoslavia. It was so sad. And you just listen to him saying there's a documentary called The Weight of Chains. And he makes the case too. He says one of the reasons why we needed to be broken up was because we got along and we were happy. And because we had resources. But they do not want people to get along and be happy. And so that's why, and when they had said, oh, Maduro's dancing really got to Trump. Yeah. That was really, I was like, they can't stand anybody's happiness or joy. Nobody's happiness. We all must be miserable. It's so sad and just disheartening.
That's why I will never concede. That was one of my meltdowns. I posted on Twitter. It did pretty well. I posted one of my rants where I was saying, I don't give a fuck. You guys put a bullet in my head. I will never concede to this shit.
Never.
I will never in a million years concede to your global order. There's no amount of shekels. There's nothing you can pay me.
That's why they hate us though, Nick. I've noticed that. I finally come to the conclusion. I'm like, they hate you, they hate me because what are you going to do? You can't blackmail me. I didn't have sex with a kid. I don't want your money. Right. I live fine. I have food. Like, what are you going to bribe me with? I'm not a criminal. Like, that's why they hate us, because we're not able to be bought.
Yeah.
You could give me $7,000 a tweet. I will never tweet positively for Israel. I'd rather die.
Absolutely, Sarah. Base Sarah. This is why we love having Sarah on. I'm gonna read the super chat. I've been having fun reading the chats today. Definitely behind on a lot of the receipts, but we're gonna be back on Wednesday anyway. We're gonna be back on Wednesday. We got Ali Vargas coming up Friday. This is gonna be like nonstop debunking and dismantling regime change propaganda. And you guys know one of my biggest things is I want to decolonize the mind of Americans. That's hopefully what we're doing through this conversation today. You guys see Sarah's mind is decolonized as fuck.
No, well,
Sarah
I'm trying to
Bond,
explain to people, even the racists. I'm like, okay, you want remigration? Want remigration not out of racism. I want it because I want people to be happy in their homes and want to go home. But I'm like, you guys have to understand that in order to even put remigration on the table, you need multipolarity and sovereignty for these people. Like, Americans need to wake up. They need to wake up that what they're doing right now is actually detrimental to all of their interests aside from the elite. None of this is helping any regular American interest, not the immigrants, not the money, not the tariffs, not any of it. Maybe your gas prices might go down for a month or two, but that's probably not even going to happen. So they really, really need to wake up. And again, you have more in common with my friend Susanna, who can hear the drones, than you do with Elon Musk on X. This is really getting ridiculous. We're bombing Nigeria. We're creating countries out of the Horn of Africa. This is getting retarded. It's getting retarded. And if we continue on this sort of, you're a third worldist if you say it's wrong or they're brown and black, it doesn't matter. Well, you'll then have fun when your country's fucking flooded with them. And then you're still complaining you can't get a job and you're miserable because of the Jews and the blacks. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like cutting off your nose to just spite your face. It's so sick. This like lack of understanding of everything.
Yeah, very well said. I'm gonna read some super chats before we get a little bit too behind. I said before, Nick and his bots have been called. I think Nick Fuentes is one of the most botted political figures we have ever seen before. And you got to ask yourself, why is the establishment propping them up? Why is the algorithm propping these people up? Like I'm around my white neighbors in Missouri. Like there's cohesion in my neighborhood. That if you was to look online, you would think that there's a race war outside. And I'm begging people to touch grass. I get along perfectly with my white neighbors. There's a coordinated op that is trying, and it may be succeeding on some level, to erase the class consciousness that was developed over the last 15 years. Because there have been polls that showing that the younger generation is leaning more towards socialism, class consciousness. So what do they do to counter that, Sarah? You guys see
you better get these kids in line. Nick Fuentes this is Timmy. She's a mess. You need to get back to work too. What are all these kids doing on the chat? They're trolling. They're not doing any of the work. Eddie's supposed to be clipping. Timmy's not supposed to be saying Nick Fuentes is controlled opposition. You're supposed to be working on the Instagram. You're going to get us all in trouble. The ACP Groyper War everybody has been excited about it, but it hasn't really come to a head yet. We're still waiting. So please hurry up with the ACP Groyper War. We're all dying for it. I mean, I think Jackson went after Nick today. Actually, Nick was in Jackson's.
I've been clipping Nick because Nick is botted. It's very hard to ratio Nick. But I go after Nick and I get like thousands of likes under tweets all the time. Like as a black guy, and then Nick Fuentes racist audience, they be coping. They're like, "You're brown." I'm like, doesn't matter. I'm still fucking clipping your ass. I'm still making Nick Fuentes seem intellect. I'm showing how intellectually shallow he is, and that's why they've been avoiding me like the plague. I've been begging these Goiper fake right wing populists to invite me on. The only one who ever had the balls was Jake Shields. Jake Shields was the only person who had the balls to invite me on. He invited me on and realized I was right about everything. And they'll have no argument against anyone who knows history. They can destroy liberals, like the average normie liberal Democrat who is filled with contradictions. Yeah. Like the Goiper, they can destroy them, but you cannot destroy me. I study history. I understand the science of class consciousness, and I understand how the establishment manipulates you. I understand how
I don't know what neocons are. I got into an argument with one yesterday. I was like, "This is a neocon viewpoint." I'm sorry. And they was like, "You're a Jew." I was like, "You're literally a neocon. So you're more Jewish than me." Like, I don't like, what is this conversation? You're a neocon. You're a Jew. No, you're literally like, this is a neocon ideology. But I guess that's how those conversations are going to go. And, there's a part of me, and I don't want to get into the weeds on Nick Fuentes. There's a part of me that thinks that they pulled him out and put him in the front because they were like, let him fuck up.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yep.
I can see that too. But they don't want the funk. The people who claim that they're so low IQ, because whenever I make an argument they can't debunk, which is all the time, the first reaction like, "Oh, you're black." Oh, so that's your high IQ Goiper argument. Just go back to identity politics. Whenever they don't have an argument towards you, and I do it, like check my page. I destroy these Nick Fuentes types all the time. Thousands of likes under their own replies. The only thing they, oh, you're brown. Yeah, I love
Oh, okay.
Like I love. If I was reborn as a
You're
human,
Jewish.
I would
Okay.
never
The one I said to the other day, this 20-year-old said to me, he was like, I don't know if he said you're Jewish or if he said you're old. I was like, you're 20. You have no future. Like, what do you think? You're insulting me? You're old. At least I grew old. You Zoomers have literally no future, but you keep on cheering it on. So go ahead. Have fun. Have at it. I don't give a shit. I'll be dead soon. You guys will all be worried about wondering why you're living in the smoldering ruins of everything. Like, keep cheering it on.
Yeah.
So based. Memes are so cool. Memes are based. I love memes. I love when we kidnap other presidents and we take selfies with him and memes, man. The engagement was so good.
Since we talking about this right now, I'm gonna go a little bit out of order. Let's do the Nick Fuentes part of the show now. Since we already talking about it, because this is the least surprising turn to me. Like the Nick Fuentes fans, they're in shambles. You guys feel like Nick Fuentes fans are like ratioing him on his own Telegram channel now. His own fans going after him because I told them, they didn't believe me. I had all these viral tweets like, hey guys, I hope you guys realize that Nick Fuentes is an op for the Zionist establishment. You guys know why Zionists need white supremacists like Nick Fuentes, right? They need white supremacists to divide the American people.
Yep.
And then they're so stupid, they don't realize that they're wrong. They will say the Jewish controlled media wants to divide Americans, and then they proceed to do their job for them. If you acknowledge that the Jewish supremacists want to divide and conquer the American people, why would you organize based on race? Aren't you doing the job of the Jewish supremacists for them? That's inherently why you know that he's an op. And he's also here to legitimize their anti-Semitism bullshit without having any sort of real material analysis over the Jewish question, their control. It's all about legitimizing their future censorship crackdown while keeping the white, poor, working class dumb. To me, that was obvious. So now people are wondering why. I can't believe Nick Fuentes is abandoning us. I can't believe he's flipping on his position. What are you talking about? That's the most predictable thing that could ever happen. You guys think just because he got the issue of Gaza right, that he's some sort of moral voice on resisting United States imperialism and the capitalist order? The complaint for Nick Fuentes has always been, Sarah, he was upset because they wouldn't allow him into the establishment. Remember how he would complain about, why aren't the Republicans listening to me? He wanted to be a speaker at the RNC. His complaint, it was the elitists never allowed him into the club. And now he's allowed into the club. You guys see how happy he is now he's part of the club? You guys see how happy he is to repeat the propaganda of the establishment? Because that's what happened when you follow.
And I want to let the Groypers know, you guys don't get to go with him. You know that, right? They're not going to let you in the club.
Great point, Sarah. Why didn't he get arrested for what he said on January 6th when he told people to charge the gates? Like they charge like old seniors with arthritis. And they're like, these people are national security threats. We got to give them 25 years. Which I, and every single leftist should oppose. It made me sick when I saw Bernie Sanders leftists cheering on old drunk rednecks being arrested for January 6th, as if that's not a scary precedent for us. But you know who didn't get arrested? Nick Fuentes, who was there literally inciting a mob. And people don't think he's a fucking empire op. But for the people who are not extremely online, like me and my friend Sarah, here's Nick Fuentes. And there's so many more I can show these tweets. He was like, USA, USA. He had videos of him saying how he endorsed the Monroe Doctrine and U.S. imperialism. This is just one.
I want everybody to understand this isn't the Monroe Doctrine. Monroe Doctrine does not endorse regime change. This is the Roosevelt corollary of the Monroe Doctrine. This is actually against the Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine does not promote violence and causing discord with the neighbors. It talks about influence. It's about creating economic. I mean, it's like you're supposed to be like China, create economic influence and sort of move yourself in there. Like, how do you, I don't understand this idea. I mean, maybe Professor Zhang, again, he talks about how these people's attitude is to just, they have to destroy everything before it gets rebuilt. But I don't know how you make the leap from destroying Venezuela is going to actually bring in a era of prosperity for Venezuelans. It's just so backwards and weird.
My man, he being ratioed by his own followers. And this is embarrassing because Nick Fuentes is bot boosted. And anyone who tell me he's not, you are out of your mind. There's never been a more obvious case. Bot, like every time I see a Nick Fuentes fan, it's some anime profile picture, 15 followers, White Chad 01235667, and they want me to believe it's a real person. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not dumb. I wasn't born yesterday. I want you guys to realize the internet is fake as fuck. Dead internet theory is real. Unless you using your real picture, using your real name, which I understand why some people don't. But the internet, there's studies that show the internet is like 50% bots now. X is like 80% bots. And then if you bring this up, people are like, what are you talking about? This conspiracy theory. It's obvious. So even among his bot boosted audience, look, almost half of people was racial in him. The American people are seeing through this. And don't let the pedophile algorithm, the pedophile Zionist control algorithm fool you. The American people is opposed to regime change war. The American people has been anti-war for decades. We live under a capitalist dictatorship where everyone knows inherently if you ever speak out against the empire, they will murder you. Everyone knows that in America. They know it's almost pointless to resist the war machine. If you ever get close, you will get murdered by the establishment. But they want you to think that Maduro is a tyrant. Like people don't even have any hope to end the war. I talk to people all the time. Yeah, it'll be great we end all these wars. Not gonna happen though. Now we'll focus on domestic politics. They're like the entire progressive left. They don't even try. They're like, what's the point? We're a capitalist dictatorship. No point in even resisting. So here's Nick Fuentes endorsing the neocon talking points that the Western Hemisphere is ours, and we need to take the oil. And this has been the talking point from all these right wingers and all these slop accounts. You know, the whole "we are the media" bullshit, Sarah, that Elon Musk promotes. Now Elon Musk,
Greenwald has been holding it down.
I love Glenn. I love Glenn Greenwald. He's fantastic. He been like, I'll read his tweet first. He said, absolutely. There's all these right wingers. I guess I gotta show the pictures first for context. They're posting clear AI slop and fake news saying that people in Venezuela are celebrating. And sir, if you have anything you want to share, feel free if you want to share anything. But there are all these people, all these dissidents that they claim to be anti-establishment, and they're like, "Oh, don't you guys know that people in Venezuela is actually cheering?" Like here, Alex Jones. I don't know. I know it's hard to see for you guys to see it, but I read Alex Jones saying millions of Venezuelans flooded the streets of Caracas and other major cities in celebration of the ouster of communist dictator Nicolas Maduro. We need that same type of energy here. But meanwhile, Glenn brings up how that's a fake video. There's a video. They were posting so many videos from people from Miami.
Yep.
Literally the video that Alex Jones posted is a protest in support of Maduro. They'll put if they did show any footage from Venezuela, they would take a pro-Maduro rally and they say, "Oh, look, these are all the people celebrating Maduro being gone." So the question you gotta ask yourself, and I want you to chime in, sir. I know you want to chime in. Why do you guys think the right wingers are trying to lie and manipulate the American people in such a way?
Well, Elon Musk spent $1 billion on that election, and he did not get what he wanted. So there's that. Also, Trump has said, I approved of the presidents of Chile, Honduras, and Argentina, he says, but he did not approve of the Venezuelan one. So yeah, Elon's involved. Don't you guys remember during the election, Elon out of nowhere started talking about Maduro like 2 months before, and then they were like challenging each other to fistfights and everything and trying to overthrow Maduro. Yeah, Elon spent $1 billion on that, and it wasn't successful because Maduro has so much popular support. That explanation makes sense given what we're seeing today. It's like
Maduro, Elon Musk support every single regime change war in the United States because he take Pentagon contracts.
Guys, if you're looking for reports on Caracas, you could just go to DDGeopolitics on Twitter. We're probably one of the only people reporting on it. So go ahead.
Yeah, I want to show you guys some more. I had so many receipts today. We barely scratched on surface tonight. But there's like legit on the ground footage of people in Caracas standing in solidarity with Maduro. People demanding the release of Maduro. But if you look at all these right-winger accounts, they were posting fake news bullshit. That's how you, like, the fact that they're doing this, that's how you know that they know they're in the wrong, and they know that history is against them. The American people see through this bullshit. The American people oppose regime change in Venezuela. The American people consistently oppose war. Now, internationally, I think there's a legit criticism to be made of Americans. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people that like to whitewash Americans. I think there's a lot of apathy that need to be rightfully criticized. But I think a lot of people especially in the world, I think on the world stage, I think a lot of people underestimate how evil and authoritarian our government is. Like, I think there's something, like, you guys know how like other countries think we're way more democratic than we actually are. People really think that we can, like, you realize that we actually did protest this shit, they will kill us. Like, this is what capitalist dictatorship looks like. So despite the fact that the American people want change, they're like, nah, I don't want to get a rubber bullet in my nose and change the structure of my facial anatomy forever. So I'd rather stay home and watch Netflix. Which, you can criticize that, but that's the reality of what we're living through. Yep. When people realize that we protest our crazy pedophile-ran government, they will murder you. They will ruin your life. Everything, and the reason why I'm making this point is not for you to feel sympathetic and sorry for Americans. I am telling you guys this because everything they tell you about Nicolas Maduro is true of the United States government. Every single lie they tell you about Putin is true of the United States government. Everything they tell you that the Chinese government is, the North Korean government is, it's true of our government. So the question is, why does so many Americans want to end the war machine, but they hopeless to do such? They hopeless that such a thing is going to happen. Why is the interest of the American people suppressed in such a way? Our country is everything we say our enemies are. That's the point I'm making. Not for you to make you guys feel bad for Americans. But another reason I want you guys to understand is because I don't want you guys to get like too black pilled. I want everyone to realize that our biggest thing we got to do is start organizing ourselves because people are on our side. Don't let the internet fool you. There's all these fake, like, Venezuelan flag, Gusano, CIA bots flooding Twitter, and there's a lot of confusion going on right now. Do you guys remember this story? I think it's very important to highlight right now because there's bots everywhere, confusing and shifting the narrative, going after people telling the truth. You guys remember the story where they said Zionists are going to invest billions of dollars more in disinformation and bots? This is from yesterday or today, apparently. Netanyahu's allies using armies of bots to influence social media discourse. And Zionists, they openly said they're going to spend billions more at the start of 2026. So as the ruling class decided to re-implement a Monroe Doctrine on steroids, as they plan, as Donald Trump bombs 8 countries in 1 year, they plan to completely destroy and rid the internet of its usefulness by plaguing it with misinformation and government bootlickers. I'm a true believer in the dead internet theory. So that's why I keep a close knit, and I highly suggest that you guys make very liberal use of the block button. If you look in body on your account, I'm blocking you. Like, don't let them drain your mental energy. Don't let them sap the energy that you need, that we need to organize, that we need to be to dismantle real corporate propaganda. Do not buy into the hype of the internet. We don't know exactly what year the internet died, but this shit is dead. And I think the ruling class killed it on purpose. Yeah. But Sarah, do you have anything else you want to add? I'm kind of just ranting and raving.
I don't care. No, it's also to keep us divided. I mean, I've noticed it hasn't happened with you yet, but a lot of people like you, like mutuals like you, I'll notice that we've unfollowed each other. Propaganda and Co and I blocked each other out of nowhere. Like, they're pulling us apart. They're using all methods. So the bots are. are one of them. Keeps us fighting, and then they also employ the other technological sort of strategies. Caitlin Johnstone has been going insane.
I love
It's so funny.
I'm a Caitlin Johnstone stan.
Zero fucks. That woman has all of her fucks have left the earth. She has not given a fuck since 2020. Like, seriously.
Humanity needs more women like Caitlin Johnstone. I stand her unapologetically.
She's crazy. I love it. I was just fighting with Nick Fuentes this weekend. It was great.
Yeah, me and Kate, we were going after her. Like, she was retweeting me, I was tweeting her on. Like, we decided we're going to war with Nick Fuentes. I love Caitlin Johnstone. So you want to break down this the tweet with me, Sarah? I think I'm gonna do another 15 minutes. I don't have time for a super long live stream today. Because I also got a lot of shows I'm doing.
Dude, we're so busy too. It's like today, like I think tomorrow's my only day off. I'm going to bask in it.
Yeah, I'm doing a few shows tomorrow too. I'm supposed to be doing a space tomorrow.
You got a space with Timmy?
Yeah, I like Timmy. She
Timmy's the best. She's such a little cutie. She's such a little button. Oh, she's so adorable. I love her.
Yeah, she
needs to get back to work. Get back to work on the Instagram. These little Bangladeshis, they're out of control. Get back to work.
On my channel, I talk to a lot of like journalists from all around the world. A lot of different. I like doing spaces every once in a while. I like to talk to like ordinary people. I need to talk to more ordinary people.
Or not engagement in terms of like algorithmic. I mean, like in terms of relating to people, and it's just really good to the kind of. We're some of the only people that come out from behind the curtain and actually talk to people and relate with our communities. And I think it's important to keep, like somebody said today, I have a fan club. I was like, I don't ever want anybody to look at me like I think they're my fans. I never want to be in that kind of streamer dynamic. And you're not like that either. So.
Nah, you guys are like my homies. I told Nico else all the time. Same for you. Like you guys are like honorary RBN members.
Exactly. I'm not here to brainwash you. I'm here to help speak for you. Like we're all kind of in this together. Like it's not. I'm like I noticed with a lot of these streamers. Like somebody accused me of flip flopping, and I was like, I have no loyalty to these streamers. Like what are you talking about? My opinion hasn't flip flopped that maybe you think like my fandom has. It's very bizarre. But we're not here to like put ideas into your head. We're here to work out solutions with you. And I think that spaces are so good for that. Maybe I think I'm in them too much, so I need to not be in them, but I think you need to go in them more.
I love listening to your spaces. Whenever I had downtime, whenever you see me, and usually whenever I have downtime, I'll jump in. I need to make time to actually speak in them because people always want me to speak. I'm like, I don't have time. Like I usually drop in for like 10, 15 minutes. But I'm gonna do space with Timmy because she asked me, and like if people ask me to do space, I'll do spaces. My old school followers, you guys remember Kami's Corner with Rome? That was like before RBN. That was our first year RBN. We used to host Kami Corners. We used to host Kami. We used to destroy. We used to have these Zionists before October 7th come in. You used to have anti-communists, and me and Rome used to clown these motherfuckers. That was like our first year RBN. Very fun. I'm very nostalgic for those days. But anyway, let's go over this Caitlin Johnstone tweet, and then we can read some chats and wind down after this. This is Caitlin taking down the Nick Fuentes fake populist right. We've been going all in on these people for the last few days. This macho, let me zoom in some more just in case you guys can't see it. This macho fuck yeah America take their oil jingoism from the rightist pundits feels planned. I think so too. It's too perfectly aligned with the rebranding of the Department of Defense as the Department of War and all of Hegseth's sloganeering about having a mega badass military. And what she's saying, and that's such a great point. You guys know how they're rebranding imperialism to make it more cool, to try to help fight against the recruitment crisis. It's essentially a PR rebranding to make being a soldier more like being like Call of Duty style, macho. So you guys know that the Nick Fuentes, Matt, I saw Tim Pool doing this too. They were like, isn't it awesome that we had a great base military? That they are now rebranding what it means to be a neocon. It's about being based and cool, Sarah. We're based and strong and cool, and we just take over. It's our hemisphere. That's the point she's making. Let me continue. It appears to be deliberately crafted PR campaign to get the MAGA crowd fully on board with U.S. military interventionism Trump campaigned against. Absolutely. This isn't happening for no reason. The empire has agendas planned. The warmongers are already openly salivating for regime change in Iran and Cuba, with an anti-interventionist streak in Trump base brought on board with easy in and easy out attacks like bombing the Iranian energy infrastructure and kidnapping the Venezuelan president. They can now be expected to be more supportive of high-cost interventions going forward. So this is a great point, sir. If you have anything you want to add.
That is a great point. And that's what she says it better than I could, but that's exactly what my thoughts was that once this line is crossed and they can get people to support it as based, all bets are off. They could do this whenever they want.
Very well said, Sarah. I just read this headline. I know I didn't dive that much into it. I know it's in the title. I just read the headline. I'm going to get more into international reactions, maybe with Rathbone and Ali Vargas later this week. So I'll read this headline just so I can at least cover this part of the title. Because CNN and MSNBC have been having a hard time describing this as well. I might do a stream solo where I just break down corporate media talking points. There's so much bullshit. I think it will take another additional 2 hours to break down this propaganda. But I've seen multiple segments where CNN and MSNBC try to describe this. They the international community is divided over. No, they're not.
No, they're not. I think we're pretty united about this.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I got to bring it out. I got to find a clip to show you guys. But they kept saying, man, the Trump actions in Venezuela, it really divided the international community. No, it did not. It exposed Europe and united the global majority on the side of Maduro. But go ahead, Sarah. I know you want to talk.
Exactly. It didn't split it showed everybody the United States' ass, even Europe. Even Europe is like, what have we done?
So I hope
you're fucked. If they want to come kidnap you, they can, and you can't ask a damn person for help except for Putin, and you fucked that up because the Americans told you to. Europe is fucked. They could come in and take Greenland. They could come in and take Cyprus. They can do whatever they want with Kosovo, and they can't do a goddamn thing about it because they have followed the United States into this abyss of alienating Russia, crushing all of their alliances with anybody outside of the West. And that's where they're at. They're left with no friends. So you think Trump is your friend? He is going to come take Greenland. He does not care. They don't care. Now they want to take it because it's cool. They don't even care about what's there. They want to take it because it's cool.
And Europe deserves it. I really hope I hope he takes Greenland. That's what they fucking get. Being a fucking
I don't care if he takes Greenland. I think it would show fucking Europe right. You spent the last however long alienating Russia and positioning yourself against a war with Russia that you weren't even watching your own fucking six. You thought the Americans had your back. The American elites in office now hate the European elites. They hate them.
What's the difference between the UK? Keir Starmer is a glorified governor. He's a glorified governor. The Britain will refrain from criticizing the United States. Come on, man. Where's your dignity? So as it was priming their population to go to war with Russia, increasing their energy costs, destroying their quality of life to justify how they need to go to war with Putin to defend neo-Nazis in Ukraine, and then the United States invades Venezuela, and then they're like, oh, well, we can't say anything about that because we don't want to piss Donald Trump off. Come on, this is embarrassing as a country, and I hope the United States annexes you guys at this point. You guys don't deserve any sovereignty. That's why Trump is literally laughing. This is the clip. This is what we was referencing, where he said he's gonna take Greenland. I'll play this clip because we get near the end. I'm showing the last receipts now, Sarah. But let's play this clip here, just so you guys know what we're talking about. And Europe deserves this. I don't feel sorry for Europe at all. No one should. So let's watch this clip real quick as we get to near the end.
Well, I don't want to talk about Greenland. Let's talk about Venezuela, Russia, Ukraine. And we'll worry about Greenland in about 2 months. Let's talk about Greenland in 20 days. On Venezuela, we talk so much about energy.
I'm sorry here, but how did this image not infuriate the entire American people? Look at these three Jewish supremacists pedophile controlled motherfuckers just laughing about carving the world up. Like, if you made a movie about this, Sarah, this is why reality is way better than fiction. I don't follow fiction no more. I'm not watching these fucking stupid ass Marvel movies. There's nothing that Hollywood can do that is more interesting than what's going on in real life.
No.
Fiction is dead. Like, these are 3 pedophiles laughing on camera about carving up the world. If you made a movie about this, you're like, oh, this is a goofy ass James Bond movie. This is real life, fam. This is the MAGA movement.
Crazies were telling us in 2014, 15, 16 that the pedophile cabal was ruling us. We just didn't know that it was Trump.
Yeah. Here's the pedophile leader. I'll let it finish this time. I just had to pause at this image. Look at, they're laughing. Like, I think this image alone should cause riots. These people just laughing, stabilizing.
Grotesque. I mean, that's Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor. And this is a man who pays for rent boys in Ukraine. He uses government taxpayer dollars to have sex with young men in Ukraine. This is not a joke. He stays in penthouses and shit. Exactly. There you go. He stays in penthouses and shit in Kiev and Lvov, and he bangs boys. Like, it's very sick, dude. This whole thing is so sick. Lutnick lies about his friendship with Epstein. Trump lies about his friendship with Epstein. I mean, I'm so glad you paused it, because put it into perspective what we're looking at here. This is sick. This is sick.
Do you guys understand why I unapologetically rooting for Putin and Xi Jinping over these people? you tell me that you don't want Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping to defeat these people. You want these people to be successful and get the fuck out of here. Anyway, let's continue this, because this is where Donald Trump essentially brags about taking Greenland in 2 months. And fuck Europe for even allowing this to happen.
20 days.
On Venezuela, we talk so much about energy.
By the way, I will say this about Greenland. We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And Denmark is not going to be able to do it, I can tell you.
I think it's a good combination.
You know what Denmark did recently to boost up security in Greenland? They added 1 more dog sled. It's true. They thought that was a great move. I just say that.
So this is what Europe enabled, and they're still enabling it to this day. You have the UK who they can't even criticize Trump. They can't even criticize this imperial action. And this right here is why I'm rooting for Donald Trump to continue to destabilize the EU.
Would you urge the United States government not to abduct any other foreign leaders?
Look, I'm not going to answer hypothetical questions.
You won't.
Do you think the United States had the right to abduct leaders?
You won't just say no? How about it's not good to kidnap anybody?
Look at this.
Can we get that?
You guys think the UK is a sovereign country? This is a state. Like, this person might as well be a state rep for the United States. He cannot criticize the United States government. People think the UK is sovereign?
United States government not to abduct any other foreign leaders.
Look, I'm not going to answer hypothetical questions.
You won't
urge
the United States
hypothetical? It
government
just
not to
fucking
abduct.
happened. It ain't hypothetical no more. I woke up on Saturday morning and it happened. What the fuck is he talking about?
What a great point. Let's continue. It only gets even more embarrassing. Believe it or not,
the reason we're in this fucking mess. The British, it's this Anglo-Judeo alliance. Make no mistakes. I'm sick of it. The British are the reason we're in this mess. You're gonna make me crash out. I hate the British. There is a saying: if 2 Slavs are at war, one of them had tea with the British that day. I hate you, Anglos. I don't care if you get hurt your feelings there. I hate you. I hate you. That's all.
To me, it's not a successful DDG RBN stream if I don't make it crash out at least once. That's my goal. That's my goal, to try to make Sarah crash out. I'm glad that we're able to do it this segment. Because it get worse. Believe it or not, it
White
get
America.
worse.
I say, what is white? And they say, oh, the North and Northwestern European. That I am not white. Thank God. You can keep that shit away from us. I do not care. I'm a Catholic. This is a brown religion. We are brown Mediterraneans. Leave us out of your collective guilt and collective bullshit. I hate the Anglos so much. Just go be with Jews and leave us alone.
Base Sarah. We're gonna end on this clip. I think that's a good rant to end it on. I still got a ton of coverage, but I'm gonna be alive almost all week, so we got plenty of time to cover this stuff. So I'm gonna end it on this video, and then super chats too. So we got this video and the super chats, and we wrap it up because this video actually gets worse. I had to show this clip today. I had to show this one. Let's start from the beginning so you guys have full context.
Would you urge the United States government not to abduct any other foreign leaders?
Look, I'm not going to answer hypothetical questions.
You won't urge the United States government not to abduct other foreign leaders?
We think the rules-based order matters and that people should comply with international law. When an operation like this
is... You're not making an assessment as to whether or not you think it has complied with international law.
Because it's for the Americans to set out the basis of the legal basis on which they did the operation, and then for international courts or the UN Security Council to take a view. I'm not trying to dodge the question, Liz. All I'm saying is this is the way the rules-based order works. It's not for an individual state to judge international law. It's for the international courts to do so.
In order for a rules-based order to work, surely it's important on those who believe in the rules-based order to point to people who break the rules-based order and say, you've broken it, not just to dodge it because they're friends of ours.
For sure, but we're not the international court. We're the UK government.
No,
the international court
we're supposed to be an important country.
Yeah, we are, and we're.
You don't sound like an important country. You don't sound like you're speaking for an important country, Chief Secretary. You sound like you're speaking on behalf of a supplicant country who's a.
That's bothered there. Boy, you got cooked. You're not. It doesn't sound like you're speaking for an important country. You sound like you're speaking for as a weak country that's afraid of a larger country. That's the UK. People think no sovereignty. How are people in the UK not upset about this? I'll let it finish.
Son becomes the father. That's all. That's what. I mean, really, the British Empire collapsed and transferred to us after World War II. That's why we're stuck in the Anglo-Judeo alliance. This is them. They're subservient to us. I mean, they do their own things to their people, but they're subservient to us. When we go to war, you are going to go to war. When we go to do with Russia, you're going to go do the thing with Russia. Or you're going to do what we tell you to fucking do. It's very much, that's very, yeah, you keep saying you're white. I'm saying the white people say I'm not white, you dumb idiot. Anyway, white is not what you look like, you dumb idiots. I'm actually closer in genetic makeup to a North African than I am to a British person. So shut up.
I need to read more comments. It's hard to read comments when I'm playing DJ too. But we read some super chats. Don't trigger Sarah too much, my friends.
I don't care.
That's how I'm triggering my guests. Let's finish this video, and then we can read some more chats. And we're almost done here. I'm going a little bit longer than planned, but we only scratching the surface of what I wanted to cover. So I'm glad we gotta have you back on soon, Sarah. We got a lot covered. But anyway, let's.
Yeah,
international court
we're supposed
exists.
to be an important country.
Yeah, we are, and we're.
You don't sound like an important country. You don't sound like you're speaking for an important country, Chief Secretary. You sound like you're speaking on behalf of a supplicant country who's afraid of a bigger country.
I disagree with that assessment. We are following the proper process that any government would follow.
If this were Russia, if this were China, if this was anywhere else in the world, we would be the first out the traps, first out the gate, saying this is disgraceful. We condemn it. You know that. I know that.
As I say, we need to see the legal basis for the operation that was undertaken.
They're not even trying to justify it, Sarah. There's no attempt at all to justify this insane rules-based order that Marxists, that anti-imperialists, been calling out from day one. This is the exact moment where everyone realized that the tankies were right once again. We told you that international law and rules-based order was fake as fuck. It's a white supremacist system meant to only be enforced against Africa, Russia, and enemies of the United States. And then when we said that, these are things I've been saying ever since I started as a citizen journalist 6 years ago. I've been saying this kind of stuff. And people are like, Nick, you're just a Marxist conspiracy theorist. Well, once again, thank you for proving right. So, Sarah, any final thoughts on that clip? And we can dive into some.
I mean, the UK has been emasculated for years, but I'm happy that that host pressed him on it. But Jesus.
Yeah,
like
it's
yes, there was. Seth Harp reported on that. Guys, help me manifest Seth Harp checking his email and seeing our email. I'm trying to get him on the show. But yes, he reported on that. Very, very, very unusual for there to be a protest at Fort Bragg. And really unusual. This is a very good sign. Maduro's still kidnapped, but this is a good development.
I didn't. I was not learning about this.
That's a spec ops base, so that's a big deal.
Protest at Fort Bragg. I'll read it for because I appreciate the super chat here. There was a protest at Fort Bragg, unprecedented. So it is, like they said, some precedent. Drug addicted Delta. You once called them crackheads. Might be able to be isolated from the rest of U.S. mill
They are crackheads
who are reluctant or opposed to invading Venezuela. I appreciate the super chat. We got a lot of great ones. We got our community always leave great chats, especially when we do these collaborations with DDG. Thank you for $5. Unemployed scholar. Watch out for the threat of encirclement attempt by Peru, Ecuador, possible U.S. base plan on Galapagos Island.
Galapagos, is that Argentina?
I'm not sure on top of my head.
I don't know who owns Galapagos, but yes, that was a plan. That there was some requests for that, and then they were denied because of the destruction that it will do to the environment. I mean, there's like species on Galapagos Island. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. The species on Galapagos Island don't exist anywhere else in the world. So that's another thing. Like they're destroying everything, every piece of history of humanity. Roads to Damascus, destroy them. The Buddhist stuff in Central Asia, destroy it. Destroy Venezuela, destroy Palestine, destroy the Galapagos, destroy everything, and make us forget who we even are.
And we got so much. We got so much to cover. We gotta be tied to the hip over the next few weeks, sir. We gotta be tied to the hip because there's so much to cover. I feel the kidnap shocked a lot of people because we knew the empire was in trouble, but maybe in a few years, rather its peril this year. What did I tell you guys last year? I told you guys that the election last year is probably the least interesting thing that's about to happen. I said this I don't know if you guys remember. I was like, bro, I wasn't covering the election like that. I was like, bro, this shit's boring. You guys realize what's coming in 2026? And it's already starting out strong. I will tell you guys, like, no matter who's president, 2026 is going to be crazy. I didn't expect it to jump off this fast.
Diabolical.
Yeah, but the election last year was probably one of the least interesting things that's going to happen in the last few years. You guys are going to see. I had a segment explaining how the Democrats are complicit on that. I think a lot of you guys know that. I might do it with Rathbone. That's a one segment we didn't get to today, but we got a lot to cover throughout the course of the week. Just a few more here. Trump and Rubio needs to be kidnapped and put on trial for war crimes. I really wish people would like all those European countries are delegitimized now. Remember the country that Netanyahu flew over in order to go to Washington D.C.
Yep.
And there's a lot of speculation that he did that shit on purpose, just as a power flex. I mean, they all should be.
Why do you think they're doing this stuff and deliberately flouting international law?
Yeah, that's why they pardoned the Honduran drug lord president. It's just a flex. Just tell you, like, we don't need you to believe our talking points. You know who's in charge? We're in charge. We're gonna do about it, goy. What are you gonna do about it?
Vote harder, goy.
That's funny as hell. All right, a few more. We had a good show over Super Chats today. I appreciate you guys. The pedo doctrine. Thank you, Starside. Shite. Thanks for $13.99.
Yup, Richard Spencer's a mess. Richard Spencer's got himself painted into a corner where he's forced to support all NATO actions, also the actions of the American empire. So if he wants to spit slop, let him. I'm going to continue to call out people that are spitting slop. I don't care if you're my friend or not. I'm going to tell you you're wrong. That's part of being a friend. You're fucking wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah, so this is what this guy's talking about. Yeah, that is pure goy slop. Appreciate the super chat. Anyone want to bring up that this was a U.S. style attack on a majority Catholic Christian country?
Who drove that point home? I know E. Michael Jones did, and I think Tucker might have said something. Yeah, and we talked about it a lot on our show. This there and Maduro even said it. I have to post it. He said it after they're done destroying the Muslims, they will come for the Catholics. Israel has a concerted effort to destroy historical Orthodox religions. That includes, and especially Shia Islam, because Shia is Orthodox where Sunni is not. And Orthodox Christianity, please look at a map and look at where the Orthodox Christian populations were. Every single place has been destroyed by Israel. Armenia, Serbia, all over the place. Damascus, Iraq, it's all been destroyed by the United States and Israel. And now they are moving on to the Catholics. This is something that Maduro actually predicted.
Very well said, Sarah. And I'm so sad that they took international soccer from me. I haven't watched international soccer in years now. I used to love it. I used to love watching. It was one of the few team sports I enjoyed. You guys know I love combat sports. I'm a big. I like M1 kickboxing. I like Muay Thai. UFC falling off. I don't follow UFC like that, but I do enjoy cage fighting. Like more to me, there's nothing better than two people who agree to test their skills against each other in a sportsman-like way. I think that's the height of competition. I'm not really a big fan of team ball sports like football, basketball, but I did like international football, like international soccer. I couldn't watch for years. Remember how they banned Russia for fighting Nazis, and now they then gave a complete exception for Israel. Israel murdered like 80% of the Palestinian football team, and FIFA refused to ban them, and they said we don't take political stances, even though they just did against Russia. Then they have the nerve to give a peace prize to Donald Trump as he bombed 8 countries in 1 year. So I love fucking international football, but I can't watch it. I literally can't do it no more. It's something I had to drop. I can't. I remember I had it in the background once on because they have. I used to watch Premier League all the time. I followed Barcelona like every normie does. I follow Barcelona, Real Madrid, all these top teams. I can't do it now, bro. I literally made me sick watching it because I feel like I'm being complicit. Luckily, the UFC followed, so I don't have to watch that shit on Disney. I don't watch none of that shit. I feel like I'm selling now. It made me feel bad when I watched it. That's why I'm sad that they took FIFA from me. The Zionists took international football from me. I legitimately can't enjoy it no more. Legitimately can't enjoy it. So yeah, fuck FIFA. Nick and Sarah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys know I love doing shows with my DDG fam. What did I leave off? We had a lot of super chats tonight.
We did. You did very well.
Yeah, that's that Nick DDG. That's that Nick Sarah comment.
I find that whenever I have women on my podcast, it always boosts me too. I try to get female guests. People send so many more super chats when females are on. I'm like, bring the girls.
I need to start strategizing like that. I need to start doing that kind of stuff on purpose.
I had Maze on my podcast. I got so many super chats, just like hi. So I was like, all right, the girls, come on. Don't give up FIFA. I love football. I won't stop watching football when they banned Russia. I still watched it. They're gay, but I'm still gonna enjoy football. Take my happiness away from me.
I have a hard time now. Why aren't
you allowed to talk about the Talmudic Jew? I literally talk about Jews. We talk about Jews every day. Like this has to stop. We have to have high IQ anti-Semitism with a holistic and a historical understanding. Like this whole like you're not allowed to talk. I've seen you posting a lot about it lately. You've been really on point with your posts about anti-Semitism not being real, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, we need to really dive into history because there's enough evidence in history that you don't even need to be anti-Semitic.
They bringing out the edgy 2000 atheists out of me. Like, bro, I'm really respectful of people's religions, but they pushing me, man. I'm telling you, they pushing me. They really pushing me. I usually leave religious criticism in the past. But bro, when you look at the Talmud and what they're doing, how can you not bring it up, bro? Like it's one thing if your religion says some fucked up shit and you're not doing it, then it's kind of a low blow for you to bring it up. Like, oh, come on, man, this is what people wrote in the past. But when the Talmud says that Jews have the right to rape non-Jews, and then you see Israel and Jewish people support the IDF that engages in mass rape, that's not me low blowing your religion. No. You're clearly following your pro-rape Talmud book. And how does that make me a bad guy for bringing that up? Since when did the left become pussies and not afraid to criticize religious institutions? When did that happen? I missed the era of the 2000s atheists. Now people are like, I don't want to criticize. No, I will not criticize someone who is living a good life and using their religion to point them in the right direction. But that is not what the Talmudists are doing. They are using their book to justify rape the same way that slave owners use the Christian Bible to justify slavery. So why is the former argument, why is that argument legitimate, but you can't bring up anything that the Talmud says? But anyway, you can get me on another rant. We almost done. What did I leave off? I think I read. Did I read this one?
Yep.
Yeah, I read that one. I think that was the last one. The popular masses already stopped the coup there once in 2002. I hope they're successful again. I don't believe this, but I understand there's a lot of fog of war stuff coming out there. I'm nearly convinced that Maduro negotiated his own surrender into U.S. custody to avoid more bloodshed, much like Chavez no too. I can see why that's a legitimate theory, but I think if he negotiated his exit, there wouldn't have been so much bloodshed. Like there was 80 Venezuelans that was murdered. There was a bombing campaign, a sophisticated military operation. Maybe I'm wrong. Like once again, I'm not completely shooing this away, but I think if there was an agreed upon negotiated settlement, I don't think they would have to do all that. You know what I mean? But it's something to consider. I don't think that's a bad theory. I just don't personally.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I'm not against it. I think that there may have been, Maduro's not going to back down on his ideology. So he offered them everything, but he's not going to back down on his ideology. So maybe he was just like, we're at an impasse. Come do whatever you want to do. But his wife got seriously hurt in the altercation. So I would hate to think that he surrendered and his wife still got hurt. That's.
I think I caught up. But I'm not trying to shift anyone if I forgot any super chats. I think I got them all. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna let my friend Sarah go.
Deport Maduro from the country he came from is the easiest win ever. Why is no one saying it? That's what we should do, is say deport Maduro. Deport this criminal back to his country.
Good catch, Sarah. Good catch.
I think that's the only one you missed.
Very well said. I'll double check my work here. Did I read this one? The 500-year-old white empire is at war with all humanity.
Yep.
I appreciate all the super chats tonight. It was a great night. I appreciate you guys supporting our labor. Make sure you guys give DDG a follow as well. They do fantastic reporting. You guys know I watch your stream. I leave comments on there all the time. Yeah. I don't watch a lot of independent media, by the way. So there's only a handful. There's only a handful.
Catch Rathbone every once in a while. I try to support the people that.
Yeah, I watch Rathbone. I watch you. I watch my RBN fan, but there's only like a handful of people.
Abby, but her audience hates me. It's so funny. Really? But I still go and watch.
We gotta talk about that another day. We gotta talk about Savvy got much more. She obviously her channel is huge, so she got a much wider audience. Now, I'm definitely not for a lot of Savvy people. I'm too tanky for a lot of Savvy
okay,
people.
maybe that was it.
I'm tanky as fuck. I don't have the mass appeal of Savvy. But
thank you, Mickey. Thank you. Well, all right. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow DDG. Thank you guys for watching. I see you guys on Wednesday with Rathbone. I have Ali Vargas join on Friday. And also have a Saul Raw join the next week as well. So we got a lot of banger guests coming up. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night, guys. Take care.